I don't have the most spookiest clothes, but Harry Potter, so kinda spoopy. Yes, I am a Hufflepuff. If you have an issue with it, come at me. I have cookies.
1, 2, 3.
It's spoopy month. Spoopy. Spoopy. Spoop. Spoopy. So I've been trying to think of what I wanted to do for a video. I was thinking about it, and I do believe in ghosts, but also don't. There's occasions where I see stuff and I'm like, oh my god, ghosts. And then other times where I'm like, no, not really. Like, you know, someone's like, oh, I heard a whistle. It's the air. So I'm very in between on what I think about it. But I do know one thing, or at least I'm pretty positive about one thing, is that I have heard a ghost. I think about this on occasion and it popped up into my head, so I'm really curious. Does that seem like a ghost? Is it not? What's going on? And also just, you know, get your guys' opinion. I think I heard a ghost, so I want like to tell the story and to see what other people think, because I've been debating about it, and when I first heard it I'm like, that's a ghost. And then later on I'm like, oh no, it was because I slept. And then now I was thinking about it and I'm like, huh. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh, maybe I heard a ghost. So we'll start the story. I was younger, like maybe 13, but before the main ghost story, my house probably was haunted for a while and I just didn't know it, because you wouldn't think, oh, I got spooked. So like when I was younger, we had cats, so they'd make a lot of sound and whatnot on occasion, but also I was a piece of shit. I was like 10 or younger and I stayed up on Saturdays to like 2 a.m. to watch like anime. Weeb trash! So I'd stay up really late, watch anime, watch it at like 1 volume, because I was terrified of my parents seeing me watching stuff that I knew I shouldn't be watching, because it's not even like it's anime, it's like Inuyasha, and like old school Fullmetal Alchemist. Like, I should be older. I should be watching this at an older age than I am. I would hear throughout the night like footsteps, and I just assume, oh, maybe my dad's walking around, because specifically it felt like, it sounded like, you know those fancy guy shoes that they wear with like suits? Like that, like not a heel kind of slap, but like that firm shoe. I don't know how to explain it, but like that firm kind of shoe tapping. The only thing I could think of is my father's walking around. So eventually I get curious, because I'm like, why is dad up? It's like 2 in the morning. And I go out and no one's there. And my parents are like asleep. So I'm like, okay, it's the cats. And that went on for a year. I'm like, oh, it's the cats. It's fine. And I would hear that on occasion. I'm like, it's just the cats. And then one night, we had 2 cats. Both cats were in my room. And I still heard it. So I went up, went to where it sounded like it was happening. It was always like in the living room. And nothing. Who's walking in my house? Like, it was so distinct. It like sounded like someone is pacing in the living room. And this went on for years. I was like, okay, we're haunted. Cool. Like, you don't know what to do with that. But the one day, and the whole story is I remember this so specifically. I was laying down in my parents' bedroom. I was in there because I was really sick, and I think my mom was washing the sheets of my room, so I was just like in there. And I had nodded off, took an afternoon nap. And I woke up and I heard a man talking. Like, for years I was like, oh, it's sleep paralysis. Like, I had like a thing and I had, or whatever. But no, I remember hearing this man's voice being like, I don't know who the fuck that is or where the fuck he is. So I'm just gonna like pull the covers up and hide. So I moved. So this is not sleep paralysis. So what the fuck? So then I'm there like hiding because I'm like, I guess my mom has company over. I don't think so, but like maybe. And then this is so distinct. This is, oh my god. Then I heard an older woman's voice. Never heard her before. Specifically say, stop that. You're scaring him. So this woman told the man to stop because his talking was scaring me. And I laid there for 2 seconds and then I ran out of that room. I ran out of there. I was like, fuck this. For years I'm like, oh, I had a thing. Like, I had sleep paralysis or something. Like, I was hearing voices, even though specifically it was like, this man was talking to this woman. She told him to stop because I was scared. Like, I don't know. That doesn't sound like a thing that would happen from just waking up from a dream. So I looked into it, and this is why I'm like, maybe there was a ghost. Because like I looked into it, and the only times that kind of thing happened, or at least what Google told me, was it would be sleep paralysis, which I moved. I hid myself. You can't. You cannot. Or something else I don't remember. But basically, it would be a condition. Like, it would be more than a one time ever. That was one time. So I don't know. So I've been thinking about it and I'm like, was that a spook? Did a spook talk? And then talk about me? And it's crazy and just... So I realized while I was editing that I forgot to mention like the most important part, or not the most important, but like why I brought up that there's footsteps, because after that day, they stopped, like completely. We still had the same number of animals, eventually we got a dog, like, but I heard no footsteps. Just want to give you a little scoop story. I'm really curious what you would think of the story, like, was it a ghost? Like, what are your opinions on it? Did I just like wake up and like perfectly for that one time had this like thing that my brain was doing? Because that's what I thought. But now I'm not sure. And do you believe in spooks? And if you have any spooky encounters, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Like, I eat that shit up. I've been on TikTok and people put spooky things. I'm like, scared but keep going. Tell me more. And I hope you have a lovely spooky night. Hopefully you will see no ghouls, or if you want to see ghouls, you will see all of them, and I hope they are friendly and they give you some cookies. Alright, bye.